Hey, what's going on, everybody? So, I'm going to be talking about The Hangover Part 3 and why it is very underrated and is not as bad as what everyone says. Now, if you watched my last video, I talked about Hangover Part 2. I didn't have too much to say about this, but I kind of just said, it's a good time, you can forgive it, whatever. I know it's a cut and paste of the first movie, you can look past it. But now, with Hangover 3, I have a huge problem with how people criticize this movie. Alright, so, are you ready for this? People hated The Hangover Part 2 because they said, oh, it's the first movie all over again. This is just, what's the point of it, It's just a copy and paste, whatever you want to call it. So, everyone hated the second movie for that reason, right? For being too similar to the first movie. Not completely, but you know what I mean? Similar. Now, excuse me, I had a burp there. Now, people went and saw the third movie. So, Todd Phillips, he directed all three of the Hangover movies. So, obviously, he saw the criticism that was given to the second movie. So, when they went to make this movie, they said, alright, we're not going to do the same thing again. Because, obviously, people didn't like that. We're going to do something completely different. Alright, we're going to change everything up. It's still going to have all the same kind of humor. And, obviously, all the same guys in it, And then, guess what happened? People hated this movie. Guess what? Because it was different. Really? Are you kidding me? People are so picky, it's not even funny. The reason why it bothers me so much is because I actually went to go see this in theaters. Well, I was going to see it with a friend in theaters, but we ended up not being able to see it for some reason that day. So I never followed the movie ever since. I just kind of forgot about it, and then later on, I said, oh, Blu-ray Hangover Part 3, I never got to see it. So I bought it one day. I never heard any reviews about it, because I just kind of stopped paying attention to it, I guess. But I bought it one day, and then I watched it, and I said, wow, that was really, well, not really, that was pretty good. Wow. They pretty much made up for the second movie. I would say this is better than the second movie, for sure. But not as, not better than the first movie. You can't top the first movie. But I was surprised when I looked online about this and I saw all the reviews for it and said, oh my god, this movie's so bad. This isn't The Hangover. This is a spy espionage thing. What's going on here? No. No. This is the same thing. It's just they changed up the plot. I don't know how you could say it, the plot structure, I guess you could say, that the first two movies shared a similarity with. They changed up the whole, have a hangover thing. But they're at the end of the credits. There's a great after credits thing, by the way. Or not after credits, during the credits or whatever. If you haven't seen that scene, check it out. It's funny. But they still had a hangover in this movie, technically. But instead, they have this whole thing going on with Alan. Now, I was saying in the last video that the second movie is Stu's movie, and the first movie is kind of just like everybody's movie, but this is Alan's movie. This movie focuses on Alan, alright? He's got the love interest, he marries her at the end, Melissa McCarthy, right? And he's got the whole thing with his father's death, and, becoming a man and all this stuff, and then having the scene with the baby, who's named Tyler, by the way, it's my name. That whole scene too, where he's talking to him, and he's like, I'm your dad, and stuff like that. I just love seeing that scene. It's great. Baby Carlos is what he calls him, I think, right? But this movie is about Alan. It's clear from the part with the whole, when he has the giraffe or whatever. That's one of the few, this series has a lot of humor where it's just kind of forced, and just that's not really that funny. It's just Jesus, you know what I mean? The whole, in the second movie, Stu did what with that he-she. That was a little over the top, and then the whole giraffe thing with this, where he accidentally killed a giraffe, that was a little over the top too. But all these movies have over the top stuff like that. Anyways, but this goes back to, this movie goes all over the place. It goes to Caesars, it goes back to Las Vegas, it goes to wherever they went. I should have rewatched this before I did the video. I never rewatched the movies before I do a video on them. But they do go to, What, don't they go to like Mexico to find Mr. Chow too? And then they go to wherever that mansion is that they break into? I don't know. This movie just like they go a lot of places. And then you got John Goodman in there, who I think's funny. They have like a Big Lebowski callback where he says Chinaman and stuff like that. So whoops, hit the camera. Yeah, like I thought this movie was great, and then Chow was great in it too. I mean, they made him like way over the top in this, but I mean, I thought it was great. Like I said, this is just like my opinion. You know, I like this trilogy. I know a lot of people just like the first movie and that's it, but it just really bothers me that it's hypocritical. They said second movie's bad because it's not like the first movie. Or, no, they said second movie's bad because it's just like the first movie. Third movie's bad because it's not like the first movie. Like, really? Like, come on. They changed it up. I thought it was great. The whole... Oh, and the scene at the end was fantastic. I loved it. When they're walking to... Excuse me, I got a lot of burps today. When Alan's about to get married and they're about to go to the actual ceremony. And then it, like, flashes back to the other two movies. I thought that was great. I loved it. And then the mid-credit scene, and then it just plays or In the Air Tonight by Phil Collins, right? Is that the song? You know, it was in the first movie with the Mike Tyson scene. That was funny. But yeah, this is just like a perfect ending to the trilogy. And I don't know why everybody hated it. Like, really? Come on. They even threw in a Hangover scene just to say, oh look, you know, it's still Hangover. And it's part 3, so it's the ending, you know, it's the third and final part. So stop hating on it, you know, say, okay, they capped it off well. No, people just bashed it, which really upset me, because I watched it and I was like, wow, this is great. It's really fun, you know, and it's a really fun movie. It's funny too, and there's some good, decent drama in it. So, yeah, just give this movie another chance, you know? Don't hate it. If you disagree with me, let me know in the comments, and yeah, so if you enjoyed this, check out my other stuff. Alright, next, I'll be doing 9 as the next underrated movie. So, yeah, thank you for watching.